Hi everyone and welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. Today we're tuning 3 cars in C-Class. Here is 2 of the cars. So car number 1 is going to be the 2018 Renault Megane RS, and this car, as you can tell, is a very orange. Next will be the 2012 Vauxhall Astra VXR, one of the rivals essentially to the Renault Megane RS. And then last but not least, we will have the Lexus IS 350F. So we've got one big bus and 2 hot hatches. So let's hop in with the tunes. And starting us off is the Renault Megane RS. So let's hop into the Renault and let's get into the upgrade shop. Straight into performance, fuel and air, absolutely nothing installed. Likewise with engine. So with platform and handling, we've got race brakes. I have the front and rear anti-roll bars and the spring and dampers all on race. Tyres, we've got the max tyre width on the front and the max tyre width on the rear. And we've opted for the sports tyre compound. Wheels, completely stock. I've kept them as they are. I think they look quite neat. Transmission, in drivetrain, I've gone for the race transmission, race differential, sports clutch, and a sports driveline. The rear wing, that's race, and so is the front bumper. No other aero and appearance modifications, and no conversions. So with the parts all installed, let's hop into the fine-tuning elements. So hopping in, we've got 35.5 psi front and 33.0 on the rear. Gearing, I've got the final drive at 4.10, giving me a top speed of 146 miles an hour. Alignment, camber, -1.5 on the front and -1.7 on the rear. 0 toes and a 5 degree of front caster. Anti-roll bars, I've gone for 14.7 on the front and 16.7 on the rear. Springs, 600.4 on the front and 730.3 on the rear. And the ride height on the front is 7.5 and 7.3. Bump stiffness, 2.6 on the front and 2.6 on the rear. This is quite low, so if you do want a bit more stability and a bit more of a easy to control car, stick it up to 3.6 front and rear and it will aid that. Rebound stiffness, I've gone for 11.9 and 11.6 on the rear. This just aids with a bit of entry oversteer. It just sort of helps smooth that out. Roll center height, 0 and 0 front and rear. And the anti-dive is -2.7 and anti-squat is 2.5. Downforce, 100 and 200, so I've maxed out the downforce. 50% braking balance and 150% braking pressure. And the differential is 100 acceleration and 0 deceleration. Right, with the Vauxhall Astra VXR selected, let's hop into the upgrade shop. Fuel and air, completely stock, nothing there. Engine, we do have a street flywheel. Platform and handling, we've got the race brakes, the front and rear race anti-roll bars, and the race spring and dampers. Max tyre width front and rear yet again, and a sports tyre compound. Wheels, I know this is unheard of, especially from me, but I've got the Pro Race ones, so the lightest alloys will be fine. Drivetrain, I've got the transmission on race and the differential on race. The clutch is street and the driveline is race 2. The rear wing and the front bumper are both on race. And there's absolutely no conversions, so let's hop onto the fine tuning side. So 35.5 psi front and 33.5 on the rear. Gearing, I've gone for a ratio of 4.3, which gives me a top speed altogether of 145 mile an hour, and there are your other ratios. Alignment, -1.3 front and -1.7 on the rear. Again, 0 toes and a front caster of 5.8. Roll bars, 22.07 front and 21.04 on the rear. Springs, I've gone for softer springs on the front again, 567.7 on the front and 680.4 on the rear. The ride height is 4.8 front and 4.8 on the rear. I've had to knock it up a few notches. For some reason, this car is extremely low in comparison to all the other cars in its class. So yeah, 4.8 front and 4.8 rear. It just helps with that ground clearance going over bumps. Bump stiffness, 3.9 on the front and 3.8 on the rear. And the rebounds, 12 on the front and 11.6 on the rear. Roll center height, I've gone for 0 and 0 again. And the anti-dive is -10.0 and -0.3 for anti-squat. Downforce, maxed out downforce 100 and 200. Braking balance 50% and brake pressure is at 150%. And differential, lastly, is the acceleration's on 100% and the deceleration is on 0. The 2014 Lexus IS350F Sport in C-Class. 3,530 pounds and it's got 310 horsepower. So it's not the quickest, but I'm pretty certain it's going to be one of the heaviest. So let's hop in. Performance, we've got the street air filter, nothing in engine. Platform and handling, we've got race brakes, front and rear race anti-roll bars, and race spring and dampers. Stock 225mm on the front, and on the rear tyre width, we have upgraded it by 1 to 275mm, and the tyre compound is Sport. Alloys, this is a shock to everyone, even myself, but I've gone for the Team Dynamics Racing Immerse. Drivetrain, I've gone for a transmission on race and differential race, and a race driveline. Rear wing and the front bumper are both on race, but nothing for the rear and the hood. And the conversions is completely standard. So the final steps, let's hop into the tuning. 33.5 psi front, 33.0 on the rear. Gearing, final drive 2.97. It does have 8 gears, but you're not going to be using them because apparently it can do 218 mile an hour. Alignment, -2.0 on the front and -1.4 on the rear. 0 toes and 5.5 caster. Anti-roll bars, I've gone for 15.08 front and 17.06 on the rear. Springs, 797.9 on the front and 767.8. Ride height, I've slammed it at 4.8 and 5.0. Bump stiffness, 3.1 on the front and 3.0 on the rear. And the rebound is maxed out at 13 and 12.8 on the rear. Roll center height, I've gone for 0 and 0. The anti-dive, -10.3. And the anti-squat, mine is 0.1. Downforce, I've actually knocked this down to the minimum. But feel free to knock this up all the way if you wish. It does have the power to obviously pull through, but I've set it as 50 and 75 because I'm going to be using this hopefully on tracks such as Watkins Glen, Spa, tracks with longer straights. Braking balance, 48%, just helps with that turning. And braking force, the pressure is on 150%. And lastly, the differential, the acceleration is on 100 and the deceleration is on 0. So lads, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy tuning these 3 cars. I think they're such fun cars to drive, especially this Renault Megane. I think it's ace. Looks ace, the colours bonkers, and it's just a really, really fun car to drive. Hopefully I can see some of you in these C-Class hoppers. Looking forward to racing against some of you. If these videos do help you, please leave a like, comment and subscribe to me if you are brand new. And as always, take care of yourselves. Stay tuned for more.